Ted Cruz has cast votes that some Democrats don't like. Rather than wait until the election 2 weeks from now to vote against him, some decided to scream at him and his wife in a restaurant.
Do you think that putting a sexual assaulter on the court is a victory for women?
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
So you believe in men assaulting women? That's what your vote costs today, Senator.
I believe in due process.
So why do you support a man that abuses women? Shame on you, Ted Cruz.
God bless you, ma'am.
Shame on you, Ted Cruz. Shame on you, Ted Cruz. Shame on you, Ted Cruz.
Shame on you, Ted Cruz, changing minds and annoying travelers at the same time. That wasn't a restaurant, of course. That was Washington National Airport. Cruz is not the only lawmaker getting yelled at these days. Mitch McConnell recently screamed out in a restaurant. Also, watch.
Ditch Mitch!
You want to live in this country? Of course you don't. Most people are horrified by it. Some people, though, defend it. Former Hillary Clinton aide Philippe Reines recently said that the public harassment of lawmakers was a made-up problem. He joins us tonight. Philippe, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you for having me
You
back.
didn't mean to defend that, I assume.
I wasn't defending Ted Cruz. Those could have been Republicans chanting against Ted Cruz the way he's so unpopular.
Screaming at people in public places is not, you could argue it's protected by the First Amendment. That's fine. But it's not the way that people should behave. It's not anything we should defend, and it's not the country we want to live in, is it?
Well, let's be clear what happened. The first instance of this was Sarah Sanders, who was in a restaurant in Virginia
and was ejected.
She was asked very nicely to leave. She was asked nicely more than sometimes you're nice to me in terms of questions. So I don't think that is a heavy price to pay for someone who lies with impunity every day to the American people.
So you worked for Hillary Clinton. Whose husband was credibly accused of rape. If your mom
he was
accused of rape by someone with all kinds of contemporaneous conversations
by Ken Starr, but that's not what we're here for.
Look, I'm not accusing him of rape. I'm just saying that he was accused of rape. So you could see someone saying, well, Philippe defended this. His mother gave birth to him. Why should she be allowed to eat in a restaurant? It's within bounds to say, Philippe's mom, please leave. How would you feel about that?
Nobody was protesting Sarah Sanders' mother. It was Sarah Sanders.
Because she works for a guy they don't like. Look, I mean, I'm just saying.
First of all, she has free will. She doesn't have to work there. It's an honor and a privilege to work there.
Well, you don't have
she
to
chooses
defend
every
Bill
day
Clinton, but how would you like it if
she chooses every day to lie to the American people? People are seeing public officials, and they don't see any accountability. And they're thinking to themselves,
what about elections?
Elections are 2 weeks. I mean, what point is this okay? I mean, 100 days ago, I mean, I'm not the angry mob. 100 days ago, I started a protest outside the White House.
Right.
You have loyal viewers like Kate Rooney who know that I couldn't hurt a fly. Donald Trump is trying to shut that down because he doesn't want protesters outside.
Okay. I guess the point I'm making is, is it okay, or do things start to fall apart?
I'll tell you what's not okay.
This kind of
I'll tell you what's not okay.
Lots of things aren't okay.
It's been 642 days since Donald Trump was sworn in. Not one of those days has he said, we've got to dial down the rhetoric. I'll tell you what he did say. In the last few days,
have you seen
he has
a lot
specifically
of Democrats been
I'll tell you what I saw.
Out of
he specifically, we're not in power. We're not. That's something to hold us accountable to.
No, because your youth wing,
in the last week,
all the little robots who follow you are doing this. I mean, I must have 10 people who've been yelled at until they had to leave restaurants. All conservatives. Is that okay with you?
I don't know who you're referring to. I am okay with Sarah Sanders, Secretary Nielsen, and Mitch McConnell. Yes, Mitch McConnell was more in danger of salmonella in that restaurant than he was.
Hillary Clinton is in a restaurant, and I walk up to her and I start
with her when she's accosted.
No, but I get it.
It's not.
But are you okay with that?
There's a difference between something being unpleasant.
She leaves.
There's a difference between something being unpleasant and something being okay. Obviously, if you're protesting something, you're disagreeing with
how about you?
If I separated children from their parents and I went to dinner at a Mexican restaurant, I would realize that there's a possibility.
How about if I endorse third-term abortions? I mean, there are lots of things I disagree with and find repugnant that you support, but I'm not
going to yell at you.
You're not a public official,
Tucker.
No. So is it okay to scream at Nancy Pelosi until she leaves a restaurant? And the answer is no, it's not okay. It's never okay.
I think what happened with Nancy Pelosi was fine the other day. She was walking out of a fundraiser, and a group was
if she was sitting
protesting
there with her daughters.
You don't see any of us yelling about it.
If I walked up and said, Nancy Pelosi, I'm going to yell at you until you leave the Palm because you support a policy I disagree with, I think a normal person would say, you know what, if you don't like it,
hypothetical. That's not what happened with any of these instances.
Because conservatives don't do it because they're not monsters.
In the last 10 days, Donald Trump used the name George Soros for the first time in his presidency, and the guy had a pipe bomb in his mailbox last night. And we're talking about whether or not Sarah Sanders gets her Cornish hen.
Whoever put a pipe bomb in George Soros'
Why do you
mailbox?
think they did? You think it's just
Trump
coincidence?
Criticized George Soros,
because
one of the richest
Donald
people in the
Trump,
world.
Donald Trump runs around.
No, because George Soros.
Don't laugh.
I'm laughing because to draw a connection
why?
between Trump, Soros. I've criticized Soros 1,000 times. I hope he'll live long enough. I
But
can
you're not
continue to
Donald
criticize
Trump.
him.
I'm not Donald Trump. He has.
Our elected leaders are not allowed to criticize George Soros.
Come on. In 642 days,
No,
if
I'm
there's
serious.
an angry mob, if we've gone from coconut juice and soy to angry mob, and everyone is so worried about violence, why has Donald Trump not said everyone needs to dial it down? The rhetoric in our society, he has never said that, Tucker.
Mob shouldn't assault people. And I was like, oh, mob, you're racist, racist.
He calls the Democrats an angry mob.
Well, they are an angry mob.
Jobs,
and I
not
hope they
angry
stop.
mobs. It's catchy, but he
also
needs
true.
fear and hatred to succeed.
Yeah.
He has
He's
no
never
interest
screamed
in
at me
taming
a
it down.
restaurant. Philippe, great to
It's
see
his
you.
responsibility.
I'm going to let you dine.
I just came
without
from
being
BLT
harassed.
at Trump Hotel.
No one yelled at you. Exactly.